So this 49ers team, reeling already coming into the game. Richard Sherman, star cornerback, on injured reserve. George Kittle not available because of a knee sprain he suffered on the hospital ball that Jimmy G threw last week.
Right.
This is a team that's been ravaged by injuries.
Right.
Throughout. Yeah, D Ford was out yesterday. And they're just a couple hours down the road from me here in West Virginia until next week when they go back to MetLife Stadium to play the Giants. And that's the concern now. Because in the aftermath of the game, what are we hearing?
Yeah.
All of the complaints about the turf at MetLife Stadium and the lower leg injuries resulting from feet getting caught and it's spongy. And the league's going to look into it. Look, the league certifies every field before every game. But they're going to look into it because the 49ers and the Giants play there next week. Then Giants and Jets play there every week. I mean, there's a game there every week all season long.
Mike, first off, and again, as a football player, you get trained to look at things. And I swear to you, last week during the Monday Night Football game against the New York Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers, just to address the turf, I noticed it then. James Conner hurt his foot and ankle last week when he had to come out of the game. He caught a ball in the left flat. His foot got caught in the turf. I noticed it. Big Ben, think about him, got hit early. Remember? He limped around. Foot got caught in the turf. They lost their right tackler. I'm blanking on his name.
Zach Banner.
Yeah, exactly. Lose him. Similar type of turf type thing there. So I have noticed it, and of course, not sitting here trying to say I notice everything, but either way, it's something I look for. And you saw it again yesterday. It's troubling. Yeah, they got to figure that out. That's not good. Players wouldn't complain about that, right? Unless they really felt like this doesn't feel right. They're not wired that way. And guaranteed, it's just something they felt right away when they went on the field. Like, man, this is tight. There's no give. Your feet can't move once you plant them in the ground, and that's scary. And it happened a number of times yesterday in the game.
Other side of the coin. I talked to Jordan Reed, the 49ers tight end, who had a couple of touchdown catches yesterday. And I asked him about it as part of the conversation, and he kind of sheepishly said, I didn't really notice anything. And the Giants and Steelers, I've learned they had, even though the Steelers had those injuries,
they didn't complain.
No concerns, no complaints about the quality of the turf. And from the Jets' perspective, the information I got was we were too busy getting our faces kicked in to notice the turf, which, given the final score, 31-13, that would make some sense. What does this mean for the 49ers, though, moving forward and not have these guys?
Well, holy cow. First off, Raheem Mostert, we've seen what he can do. Early in the game, the last 2 weeks, he's a home run hitter. So not to have him. Then, no Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa, as we heard from anybody at the Super Bowl last year, as we saw with our own two eyes, he's already regarded as one of the best defensive players in football. And we know this is a defense that doesn't have a great secondary and is built around the pass rush. So when you have Nick Bosa out as your best pass rusher on your team, D Ford, who is always hurt and battling injuries his whole career, I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything like that, and now you got Jimmy Garoppolo on one leg. George Kittle's not in there. Their starting center, Weston Richburg's not there. Deebo Samuel, their best receiver, is not there. So, yeah, they're very fortunate that right now with the state of their football team, they've playing the Jets and now the Giants. Two teams that, even though they're banged up, they're still better than. And hopefully they can kind of withstand this stretch. But it's already starting to get to the point where it's starting to make me think about, like, wait, can they sustain this? How big of a player are they going to be in the NFC this year? Because you're getting down here now to like another injury or two, and you're going to go, oh, this isn't the same football team. They're in deep trouble, and you don't know where it goes from here. But they got a very favorable early schedule, as you could see here on TV. Giants, Eagles, Dolphins. Gives them a few weeks to at least get healthy before they start a brutal stretch there with the Patriots and Rams in Week 6.
Bosa's the killer. That's the one.
Killer.
Because Bosa is the guy who changed that team last year. He transformed that defense. He helped that pass rush reach the next level. So you don't have to worry about the back end because the quarterback is too worried about being thrown on his back end. And now without Bosa, you lose that. And that's what's going to be the killer for the 49ers, regardless of the depth they have elsewhere. And they flirted with some guys. Didn't they have Ziggy Ansah in there not that long ago?
Last week.
He's probably going to be back sooner rather than later.
Right.
They got to find somebody to come in and rush the passer. Second most important position in football other than quarterback.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.